Welcome to the AMA Entertainment TV Network. And today's episode is sponsored by Sandy's Flowers. Beautiful, elegant, modern. Custom flowers and designs. So check them out, guys. So we have a special guest today, and his name is Dr. Ken Randolph. Hello, Dr. Ken. How are you?
I'm awesome. How about you?
I am doing wonderful. It is great to have you on the show and
awesome
in my
to see you
presence today.
Again. Yep.
It is.
Last time I saw you, we were co-hosting
there
the
we
award
go.
show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And speaking of hosting and co-hosting the Alabama Music Awards, you have been the recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Is that correct?
2018.
Yes.
I was shocked, very proud of it. Big accomplishment, and very much appreciative.
Yes, yes. Well, we appreciate what you do and what you've brought here to the city.
Thank you.
And to the state of Alabama.
Thank you very much.
And can you tell us about some of your accomplishments?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to be a singer, songwriter, actor. I've written songs for Alabama, Charlie Daniels, Confederate Railroad, T. Graham Brown. I was lucky enough to have part in Invasion USA with Chuck Norris.
Yes.
And was in the movie that they did about Bear Bryant. Myself and one other person were the only two football players from Alabama who actually were in the movie about Bear Bryant.
Really?
So I was very lucky. It was the part that we were in was filmed in Atlanta. It's while I was a policeman in Atlanta, and when they sent out, they wanted people that had played football in Alabama. I played at Troy State. Wayne Rhodes, who actually played for Bear Bryant, was the other person that was in it, and we actually filmed the part when Coach Bryant was at Kentucky. So it was old. We had the old leather helmets with no face mask. It was cool, though. Gary Busey played Bear Bryant, and I got to spend some time with him. So it was cool to get to do that. I've been very fortunate to get to do quite a few things, but music is my passion. Besides being a doctor, I see patients 5 days a week, and we play music every weekend. I still play. We just got finished late last night. That's probably why I look like I'm about half asleep. But
you are multi-talented.
I enjoy life. I enjoy living it. I've done it most of my life. My mother was a music teacher and our inspiration, and she had my brother and sister and I on stage when we were 5, 4, and 3.
Wow.
So I was the only one who stayed with the passion, but I still love doing it.
You guys couldn't escape it, huh?
No way.
No. So tell us a little bit about you and Chuck Norris. Were you doing a little stunts?
You know what? He was a good guy. I've met a lot of people in my career, some that I thought I would be great people, and they weren't at all. Yeah. Chuck Norris was a super nice guy. He's not very big.
Really?
I was shocked when I did the movie. I played a terrorist. He actually shot me and killed me in the movie.
You got killed by Chuck Norris.
He drove. Yeah, he drove into a shopping center that we were at. The scene, he drives a truck into it, and you'll see me. I'm wearing a goose down vest, and I run in front of a bunch of TVs, and he shot me and killed me. And they had this rig hooked up to me so that when he shot me, it like jerked me back off of my feet, and I wasn't expecting it. Man, when they hit that thing, you can see me fly backwards. It really looks like he shot me, but it was cool. I got that part because I was a policeman in Atlanta and was familiar with firearms, and But it was cool to get to do it. They
bet it
destroyed that shopping center. They were going to tear it down anyway. I think it was called Americana Mall. But when I tell you, by the day the filming was over with, that mall was destroyed.
Oh, wow.
But it was fun.
Okay.
And he was a good guy. He was a real good guy. Gary Busey was a really funny guy. That
Really?
guy's, now everybody acts like he's crazy, but he was crazy then. He had just got through doing DC Cab. I'd love to tell a story that happened on set, but I don't think we better do that. But Gary Busey was a super nice guy too, so I really enjoyed getting that. I was offered a third part in another movie called Tank that James Garner was in, but I had finals at school and I couldn't do it. So,
Oh, wow.
But that was a short-lived acting career. I didn't pursue any more of that because of the music, and I was having so much success at the time songwriting that
Right, and you've had 2 albums, is that correct?
I have.
Yes.
The last album we did was called Fast Cars, Guitars, and Fine-Tuned Women. That title track is the one that we sold to Confederate Railroad. But there also was a song on there that a lady from Winfield and I had written called Tribute to a Soldier. And Jeff Cook from the group Alabama said, if you could do that song with anybody, who would it be? And I said, man, I would love to do a song with Charlie Daniels. And Jeff called him up. Charlie agreed to do it with us, and we went into the studio. And all the money that we've raised from the Tribute to a Soldier song has gone to Wounded Warriors. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Yes. Now, where did you come up with that name?
Fast Cars, Guitars.
Yes. It's a pretty interesting name.
Yeah, it was really funny because when I was growing up, I loved fast cars. And I guess I love fast women. My mother didn't care much for that, and she was always on me about it. And of course, the Fast Cars, Guitars, I was playing music, I was in a band, and Fine-Tuned Women, and it just kind of came natural. So it was a song that was easily written. It didn't take us very long to write it. The guy who wrote it with me, which is passed on now, but he wrote Paint Me a Birmingham, which was a huge hit for Tracy Lawrence. Actually, I think it went to number 3, but I've written several songs with him. But yeah, it just kind of rolled off, and we thought it was fun. And the video and the pictures and stuff that we did with it were us racing down a highway, and of course, good-looking women in the video and the music.
Go.
So
there you go. So, Dr. Ken, what would be some advice you would give to kids coming up that wanted to get into this industry?
Well, it's changed so much since I started, and this can be an ugly business to be involved with if you don't know what you're doing. And the one thing I've always told people, if you think you've written a good song, it's called a poor man's. You put the music in an envelope, mail it back to yourself. And if you do that and you don't open it, it's legal and very binding. It shows that you actually wrote that song on this date. That's how you protect yourself if you're going to start handing it out. One thing I would tell people, don't waste your time, is don't be trying to send your songs out to people all the time. Find somebody who's connected and let them help you do that. Somebody you trust. But man, if you got a passion for it, don't give it up, because I that's the one thing my whole life. I've lived my life like every day's the last one. I'm going to continue to do that.
That's good.
And if you love it, do it.
Awesome. Well, we certainly appreciate you, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you. And again, today, our sponsor was Sandy Flowers, beautiful, elegant, and modern custom flowers. And our next guest we have coming today is Miss Tiffany Lewis. Hi, Miss Tiffany. How are you?
Just great. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you for
You're so
having me.
beautiful.
Thank you. So are you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, I see that you attended Southern Union and Lawson State and UAB for business. That is a wonderful accomplishment.
Strictly business.
Strictly business. You guys hear that, Miss Tiffany? It's strictly business and communication.
Yes.
Awesome. Want to share a little bit about your business with us?
Well, my father, Perry Lewis, actually started the business, and he's the primary owner of the business.
Okay.
I grew into the business just by being around, and I actually wanted to go into computers. So
really,
I went into computers, learned the computers, and it helped the Florist tremendously. But the business was actually started by Perry Lewis, which is my father.
Okay. And is he still around?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He
Okay.
is,
So
thankfully.
he's still running everything.
Well, I've always ran the show.
Okay.
Always, from the age of 12.
Okay.
However, he is a great controller.
Okay.
He handles business, but I run the show.
Strictly business.
Strictly business.
There you go. There you go. Now, first, give us the name.
The name is Sandy's Florist.
Sandy's Florist. I am so familiar with that.
Thank you.
And it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, 42 years.
Almost my entire life. How can we find Sandy's Florist?
You can find Sandy's Florist through Google.
Okay.
The address is 1482 Pearson Avenue, Southwest Birmingham, 35211. Facebook, Sandy's Florist. Instagram,
Okay.
Sandy's Florist. Word of mouth.
Okay.
Sandy's Florist.
And is that the original spot?
No.
Has it always been there?
No, actually, we started down the street on Jefferson Avenue in the complex that's there.
Okay.
And we outgrew it. And someone came and actually asked my father, was he interested in the spot that we're in now? And
And you guys have been there for a while, though,
yes,
haven't you?
we have.
Okay. You guys can also go to, I know she said Google. It's Florist. Is it Florist.com or Sandy'sFlorist.com?
Sandy's Florist.
Okay.
.com.
Sandy'sFlorist.com. So you guys know Valentine's is around the corner, and I'm sure that is probably, is that your busiest
Yes,
season?
the busiest day.
The busiest season.
Yes.
So you guys have to get in there early. You better get in there early and get those flowers. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. So, was your dad always interested in flowers? Was it something that he just happened to get into?
I'm glad you asked, because I had to ask him myself, what
what-
made you start this business? My father had 3 children, and he used to work with U.S. Steel.
Okay.
He got laid off twice, and being the mother, having the mother that I have, was not hearing that, so he had to figure it out quickly.
Okay.
So he, the way he told us the story, he started working at a bank, and next to the bank there was a florist, and he saw where there were all occasions. So he said, well, if there's all occasions, I should never be broke, and that's how he started the flower shop.
Okay. So was he making the flowers himself?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, him and my grandmother were doing it initially.
His mother?
His mother, yes. Ma'am.
Okay. And it just flourished
Yes, ma'am.
as a flower.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Yes.
So guys, now you know the story of Sandy's Flowers, started by Mr. Perry Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have Miss Tiffany Lewis. Is there anything that you would like to tell our listeners about running a business and the importance of running a business, or any advice you would give someone that would like to start their own business?
Well, running a business is not easy. It doesn't matter what type of business. It's not easy at all. Starting, I cannot really tell you, because I didn't start the business.
Right.
I did branch off at one point, but there's a difference.
Right.
But I would tell anyone that wants to start a business, if that's what you want to do, make sure you pray about it first, because it's not easy. It's every day is a struggle. Every day you wake up to solve problems. That's what you're going to do. So make sure that this is what you want to do, run your own business, before you go into it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miss Tiffany.
You're welcome.
It was a pleasure talking to you and
Likewise.
listening and hearing the story because I'm familiar with Sandy's Florist.
Thank you.
And that is it for this episode. And remember to keep pressing, keep praying, and keep pushing. And until next time, we will see you on the other side. Peace.